Assalamu alaikum and good day. In this video, you will explore the concept of a case study, delve into the process of conducting a case study, and understand its significance, particularly in relation to addressing inclusivity in education. As educators, it's important to understand the various diverse learning environments in which students thrive, especially considering their unique backgrounds, abilities, and learning preferences. These environments can include classrooms with learners who have different cultural, linguistic, and cognitive profiles, as well as those who may require special accommodations due to physical or learning disabilities. By conducting a case study, educators can gain insights into how these diverse learners interact with the learning material, how they respond to various teaching methods, and what challenges they face in their educational journeys. At the end of the session, you should be able to define case study, understand the process of conducting case study, and the importance of case study in relation to addressing inclusivity in education. Mr. Armando will now explain this. Over to you, Mr. Armando.
Hello. Let's begin by defining case study. A case study is an intensive analysis of a specific individual, group, event, or situation within its real-life context. Case studies focus on an individual unit, which is studied in detail to capture its complexity and contextual factors. In the context of learner diversity and inclusive classrooms, case studies allow educators to examine different learning needs, cultural backgrounds, and instructional strategies tailored to diverse student populations. Case studies can be qualitative, quantitative, or mixed method approaches, and serve as an essential tool for understanding dynamic interactions, decision-making processes, and underlying causes of various phenomena, particularly in addressing inclusivity in education. Case study analysis is crucial in designing inclusive classrooms, helping educators understand diverse learning needs and adapt teaching methods accordingly. By examining real-world classroom scenarios, educators can identify challenges, test strategies, and refine practices to ensure all students receive equitable learning opportunities. Case study analysis is used for several reasons. Firstly, it provides deep insights into real-world complexities and contextual influences, making it an invaluable method for studying human behavior and interactions. For example, a case study on multilingual classrooms can help educators understand how language diversity affects student participation and comprehension. By focusing on specific classroom situations, such as how students from different cultural backgrounds interact with curriculum materials, educators can gain a comprehensive understanding of how different factors impact learning and develop strategies to enhance inclusivity. Secondly, case studies help refine and test theories, challenging assumptions and offering new perspectives. For instance, Vygotsky's sociocultural theory highlights the role of social interaction, which case studies on peer-assisted learning can illustrate through scaffolding and the zone of proximal development, ZPD. Similarly, Gardner's multiple intelligences theory can be explored through case studies on personalized learning plans and their impact on engagement. These applications enable educators to improve teaching models based on real experiences, ensuring instruction meets diverse learning needs. Additionally, case study analysis bridges theory and practice, allowing learners to apply concepts in real contexts. For instance, case studies on student-centered learning illustrate Piaget's constructivist theory, while those using universal design for learning, UDL principles, assess flexible strategies for diverse learners. Grounding decisions in practical evidence helps educators implement effective, inclusive teaching practices. Finally, engaging with real-world dilemmas through case studies strengthens critical thinking, problem-solving, and decision-making skills. By analyzing challenges such as managing diverse learning needs and classroom behavior, educators gain practical insights into fostering inclusive environments. For example, case studies on integrating students with disabilities or supporting multilingual learners offer valuable strategies for inclusive teaching. To effectively apply case study analysis in teaching and learning, it is essential to follow a structured approach. This ensures that educators can systematically assess and address real-world educational challenges. There are a few steps in case study analysis. First is identifying the case type. Second is developing hypotheses. And lastly, structuring the analysis. Identifying the case type. Different case studies serve distinct purposes. Problem cases identify key issues, such as why students with special needs struggle in traditional classrooms. Decision cases evaluate options, like choosing whether to implement a bilingual program. Evaluation cases assess the effectiveness of an approach, such as measuring the impact of inclusive teaching strategies to refine best practices. Developing a hypothesis is crucial in case study analysis. Educators identify core issues, like lack of adaptive teaching methods causing low participation among students with disabilities, and suggest possible explanations. They then gather evidence, such as observations, feedback, and performance data, to test the hypothesis while considering alternative causes like social anxiety or peer dynamics. This thorough evaluation helps understand problems and plan effective interventions. To analyze a case study effectively, educators should follow 3 steps. First, define the problem, such as low ESL student engagement. Next, diagnose causes using data like interviews and reports. Finally, develop an action plan with solutions, such as differentiated instruction and teacher training. This approach helps educators address challenges and build inclusive classrooms. Case study analysis is particularly useful in education for fostering inclusive classrooms. Through this method, educators can identify challenges, explore effective teaching strategies, reflect on their instructional practices, and promote collaborative problem-solving among teachers and students. Examining classroom scenarios helps educators identify barriers to inclusivity, such as biases, learning disabilities, or social inequalities. For example, a case study of a diverse school may reveal how a rigid curriculum fails ESL learners. Recognizing this allows educators to explore alternatives like bilingual support or differentiated instruction to boost engagement and outcomes. Case studies help educators assess instructional methods that promote inclusivity. For example, a study on project-based learning in a mixed ability classroom can show how hands-on activities address learning gaps. By tracking student participation and performance, teachers can decide whether to expand such strategies for all learners. Critically analyzing teaching practices helps educators recognize the impact of their methods on student learning. A case study on teacher-student interactions could reveal how biases affect grading or classroom management. Reflecting on these insights, teachers can adopt unbiased grading rubrics and positive reinforcement strategies to support all students fairly. Case-based discussions encourage shared learning and action on inclusion challenges. For example, peer mentoring programs in high schools can enhance academic and social support, fostering inclusivity. Integrating case study analysis into teacher training helps create adaptive, inclusive, and equitable learning environments for all students. In summary, case study analysis is a powerful tool for addressing diverse learner needs in inclusive classrooms. By examining real-world situations, educators can identify barriers, explore effective strategies, reflect on practices, and foster collaborative problem-solving. Using a structured approach, identifying case types, developing hypotheses, and structuring analyses, teachers gain insights that directly enhance instruction. Ultimately, integrating case study analysis promotes adaptive, equitable, and inclusive learning environments where every student can thrive. Over to you, Dr. Yazi.
Thank you for your attention throughout this session. By applying what you have learned today, you can make a real difference in creating supportive and equitable learning environments for all students. Keep exploring, keep reflecting, and continue striving to make your teaching practices more inclusive and impactful. Don't forget to check out the references. See you in the next session.